brother-in-law tasted my ass when husband was away for work. This might freak out a lot of people. If you want to read a saintly confession from a priest, then this is not a post for you. I'm here to confess. Sin, or whatever you call it. My husband's younger brother is 20. There's quite an age gap between husband and him. Husband is 31, while I am 28. We have been married for 2 years now. Dated for 1.5 years. This happened a year ago when my husband was away for a 2-day work trip. It was not a sudden, out-of-the-blue thing that lets go under the sheets. It was brewing for a few months. Bil used to study abroad. He couldn't make it to our wedding. Not his fault. We had an intimate church wedding. Year and a half back, he came for Christmas break, and that's when we met for the first time. I don't know what that was, but there was definitely some vibe between us. He was flirtatious, and we shared common interests. There were many instances when I caught him ogling at my neckline and my cleavage. Surprisingly, I didn't feel angry or annoyed by that. In fact, I felt good. I started putting up a dress with a deeper neckline, which showed my assets more vividly. But nothing happened at that time. He was on a short trip, and with so many family gatherings and festive events, we didn't get the time to catch up closely. He left after Christmas, and soon I forgot about everything. It was last year when he came for his semester break that our urge got heated up. Mind you, I have felt this sort of vibration from anyone but my husband. Maybe my Bil and husband have something in common that gives me a similar libido. I had never cheated on my husband. Never even thought about it, but fantasizing about my Bil didn't give me any guilt. The pleasure was so strong that all I wanted was to have him between my legs, even if it was for just one moment. He came down to meet us for dinner. My husband was there, yet we exchanged some flirtatious glimpses with each other. He made subtle comments like, "Bro, you have hit a jackpot. Look at your wife. Me? She doesn't look a day older than 20. I'm not sure if he really meant those statements, but it made me feel so good, so desirable. I wanted more and more of it. I think he also understood what I wanted, but like me, he was also hesitant to make the first move. He came over at our place a few more times. I found he was gazing at my tits a little longer. Once his eyes was fixated on my tight dots, and I looked at his eyes with a mischievous smile, rubbing my dots with my fingers. He blushed so hard that it made me wet down there. That evening I wished my husband vanished for some time and I could get to taste my Bil, but that didn't happen. That night after Bil was gone, I had a wild, passionate sex with my husband. My urge was so over the roof that I begged my husband to screw me thrice. Poor soul was drained and sore at his knees. Little did he know that I was enjoying it, imagining him to be my Bil. I thought that passionate lovemaking would calm down my libido, but it didn't. In fact, I started craving more and more. His imagination got me so wet that I kept wondering what would happen when he would actually do it. I wanted to call him and say, "Let's fuck," but wasn't sure if he really wanted to go that level, and I cannot ruin my marriage for this stupidity. I waited for him to make the move. A week later, my husband had to go for a 2-day work trip. The moment he told me about this, I began imagining Bil in my bed. It was just so instant. I knew I wanted it, and this was the time. Husband left in the morning, and the whole day I was thinking of various ways to give a hint to Bil. Then finally in the evening, I called him and asked if he would like to have dinner together. I told him husband was out of town and I was getting bored at home. I could sense the delight in his voice. It could be in my head, but it got me excited. He was at my house within an hour. I put on my sexy lace nightgown, which was lying in dust in the corner of my closet. I wore my best perfume, put on red lipstick, which my husband claims to be enough to seduce the toughest man. I looked at myself in the mirror and caressing my own body tickled my senses. God knows how many scenarios I created in my head. How I would approach. What would I say? Who would make the first move? What if he doesn't reciprocate? Just too many thoughts running in my head, but the excitement of getting laid overshadowed all my worries. He came and nothing which I had imagined happened, because what happened was something beyond imagination. I was still in same dress when he rang the doorbell. I covered my lusty body with a nightsuit. I answered the door and looked at him. We locked our glances for a good 5 seconds. I gently placed my right hand on his shoulder and said, "Come." He came inside. I bolted the front door and he grabbed me from the back. I was taken aback. Trust me, I was longing for this moment, but when it happened, I was shocked. Maybe I was anticipating a slower one. I said, "What are you doing?" He replied, "I'm doing what you have been dying to be done." I don't know why I was moral trapping him. I said, "You know I'm your sister-in-law." By now, he had grabbed me completely from behind, and his hands were all over my front. He whispered in my ears, "I know. That's the fun part. Don't act as if you don't want this. You are already wet." His hands dug deep inside of me. He ripped off my nightgown. He adored my curvy assets before ripping off my clothes. Next, what happened was so surreal that it can only be experienced. We did everything to satisfy our soul. It didn't feel like it was my first time with him. He knew his way to my body and what exactly I wanted. He said my parts are firm and perky for my age, and even the girls of his college don't have this well-maintained body. His flirtatious comments and the dirty whispers and the way he was complimenting each part of my body brought me to my knees, quite literally. After 2 rounds of lovemaking, we came back to our senses. My bed was wet, so were we. He asked me, "So, where's the dinner you invited me for?" I winked and replied, "You just ate it." I realized I was so busy dressing up and fantasizing about him that I forgot I had not arranged any dinner after calling him. We laughed over it and ordered pizza. He asked me, since when I wanted this. I smirked and said, "Since ever." He has been lusting over my booty since the first time he saw me. He ate me down again until the pizza guy came. That night and the day after we spent in my bed, doing everything we could think of. Husband was supposed to be back on the next day, so brother-in-law went back on the last night itself. Neither of us wanted to risk of being caught. I think I was partially done as well. I felt satisfied and done, and didn't want more. I think he felt the same. When he was leaving, he didn't hug me or kiss me. Neither I wanted it. We parted ways after getting what we both wanted. Husband came back as per his schedule. Brother-in-law went back to his college after a week. We all got back to our normal life. For a few months, I felt nothing. No guilt, no bad feelings, no yearnings for more. So now, why do I write this post? From the last few months, I have this nagging feeling that my husband has been fooling around. I don't have any evidence about it, just my gut feelings. I also don't want to find out the truth until it becomes too evident or he confesses. I also know that it is not an emotional affair because last month he bought a house and we both are co-owning it. So if he had any second thoughts about our relationship, he wouldn't have co-owned the house. Maybe he's up to nothing and it's just my guilt tricking me into overthinking. I don't know. I think I feel a lot better after writing this. I anticipate severe backlash and name-calling for confessing this. But you know what? I don't care. You don't know me, and I don't know you. But I know for sure that all of us would have committed some sin at some point in our life, which we are not very proud of. So yeah, call my slut and kiss my butterfly. What do you make of this? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you next time.